Happy and healthy altitudes to you. Hello, I'm Gary Giannetti and I'm coming to you from Healthy Altitudes, Colorado. Today is a little slower paced workout than you might be used to. We're going to do some stretching with our foam roller. So if you have one of those, grab that foam roller. The lighter, whiter ones are softer foam, the grayer ones are a little firmer. We're going to start it out on our foam roller. And while we're rolling, let's talk about music. Music can help you loosen your muscles and it can also help you work faster. Today, if you want to listen to some new music, pop on some classical music like Tchaikovsky or pop on Jean-Michel Jarre, a fun instrumental band. That's a good one to listen to if you just want some tunes, or perhaps some Paul Simon, something nice and relaxing. We're just going to roll through our hamstrings and our glutes. One of my other favorite background tunes is Saint Germain. I left this music free so you can put on whatever music you want to listen to and just watch what we're doing as we foam roll. This will be about a 30-minute workout with some foam roller exercises to roll through the myofascia that protects our muscles, the coating around our muscles. You can just watch as we roll, just move. Dedicate this time to you to recover, to try to figure out ways you can supplement all the hard work you're putting in with your strength training or your cardio exercises. We'll spend some time here stretching our hips, our glutes, rolling our hips and our glutes. As you come across to your side, you'll put one glute onto that foam roller, your left side. Just roll through your left hip using your arm and your opposing leg for locomotion, but trying to keep your alignment through your body. So I'm not leaning forward in this position. I'm trying to keep my torso and my left leg in the same line. I'm not going to try to make this a yoga workout. I am going to try to make this a stretching session for the everyday athlete, which is you. Getting out, being active, moving around, keeping up with your kids, grandkids, family, friends, adventures. Now we're going to come around to the front a little bit. So you got that side. It might be tight. It might hurt a little bit. And as you come into the front, you might find those spots that hurt a little bit. And that might just be where you want to just roll a couple times through that area and then take those nice long rolls through. And so this is something you can do while you're watching this video today, or you can do this when you're watching TV in your living room. You can do this just taking 5 to 10 minutes to take care of your muscles and your legs. Now, if you want to go further into those movements, you just go a little faster to create more heat. And that is going to help you loosen up the fascia that surrounds the muscles. And that can get tight just from using your muscles. So what we're doing today is just loosening those up a little bit. Those muscles that get used a lot. Now, we'll come back to sitting on top again. They also call foam rolling myofascial release. So you're going to go to the other side and you can move around, getting that leg that's not rolling to help with locomotion, using your arms to help. And we're going to do the same thing where you'll just keep your body in alignment, where you're going to just try to keep this leg helping you move. You might even get a stretch through this hip and this glute. And you can work all the way around, working the round leg on the round roller. Again, if you find that little sticking point, you might just roll through it a couple times to loosen it up. But go all the way from the top of your hip, all the way up here, through that glute, through what they call the IT band, the iliotibial band, and then all the way down to your knee. We're just getting that top quadrant of your leg right now. We're going to work on that lower part of the leg in just a minute here. Again, using your leg and your arm for that alignment, keeping your opposing leg, that right leg, nice and extended. Okay, so that gives us some time to foam roll. Then Again, you can come back and finish through here by using your arms to stretch and getting those glutes and hamstrings. Now, here's where you can get your shoulder stretch as well. You can plant your hands down, roll yourself forward, and stretch those shoulders. This is one of my favorites right here. And I've heard several gymnasts even say this is one of their favorites as well because it just gets our shoulders a lot looser. You can even get it down into your low back where you can feel that stretch into your low back. And that can really help you loosen up the low back and that lumbar area of your back where you feel the tightness sometimes from either sitting or sleeping. So that gets our hamstrings, maybe even into our shoulders and our hip flexors and the outside of our IT band. So we're going to take our left leg and just extend it out. Bring your right leg up like this. Put the right sole of your foot in towards the left. Keeping a nice long flat back, just lean in and you can get a little stretch through the back of your leg, behind your knee, keeping that knee extended. Deep breath in, exhale out. These are also great stretches if you're traveling. You could do this if you were sitting in an airplane seat. You could lean forward and this will help stretch your hamstrings, which can help decrease your chances of blood clots or DVTs. And so when you're traveling, you need to move your feet a little bit, move your legs a little bit. So when you're stretching here, we can do the same thing. Now point your toe up towards your face and see if you can get even more stretch into your calves, your Achilles, into your ankles, and the lower part of your leg by just leaning that foot back towards your face. And that's what we're trying to work on here. Everyday athlete stretches. All right. It doesn't always have to be called something like yoga. Sometimes it could just be stretching. Lean in, reach forward, let that left leg fall downwards, and stretch out the right hamstring's lower leg. So you get that right stretch all through your right leg. Now point your toes back to get that calf, the Achilles, the ankle movement. You're doing great. We've been stretching for about 8 minutes. That might be more than you've done in the last week, and that's good. That's why it's good to just take some time to dedicate to you, your recovery, foam rolling, thinking about self-care. And that's really important because then you can perform better when you get back to work with your other workouts. Let's take the soles of our feet and we're just going to put them together and do a butterfly stretch here. What I like about doing this on that foam roller is it's just a little softer on your coccyx, on your tailbone. But I also like that you can bring your heels in more underneath you and kind of lean forward a little differently than you might be able to do if you were sitting on the ground. So the butterfly on the foam roller can make a little bit of a difference there. And now if you feel inclined and you want to reach forward a little bit, you can do that too. And you might feel a little of that stretch going to your low back, maybe into your hips, but also the inner thighs are getting that stretch. And each stretch we're holding for about 45 seconds. And the reason that's important is because it allows your muscles to adapt and fall into the stretch more. Rather than them being tight, they can adapt and see what it feels like to loosen up. So those are some really, really great stretches we can do right here with that foam roller. We'll come back and revisit the foam roller again in a minute. For now, let's just go ahead and take that and we're going to put it aside. And I'm going to just put it off to the side here for a little bit. And let's stand up with good posture. Okay, we're going to point our toes out and we want to try to squeeze our glutes. When you squeeze the back of your body, you're going to have to stretch the front of your body, okay? So we're going to tilt our pelvis back. So again, from the side, you'll see here, I'm opening my hip flexors, opening the front of my body, maybe abdominals get to stretch. Reach down the back of your legs and maybe inside. So my hands are going to come all the way down into the inside if you can reach to the inside of your legs. And then open up the front of your body. Pinch your shoulder blades back, getting a nice stretch there with your toes out and your wide feet, wide posture with your legs. And then you can pinch your shoulder blades with your upper body, feeling some stretch in the front of your shoulders. Okay? Reaching down, getting that stretch in your biceps. And then we're going to come up to a neutral space, keeping our alignment here. Left hand comes down your left leg. Shoulder on the right is still back. Now reach up and across. And try to stretch your right obliques. So you're going to stretch all of this again through your hip and your abdominals and your obliques. Big reach all the way across. Trying to stretch, but keep your alignment while you stretch. That's the key here. Coming in and over to the other side. Right arm comes down, left arm up, left arm over. Getting a stretch in your left obliques, left hip flexors, abdominals. Take a few deep breaths. 45 seconds. About 3 deep breaths. Again, if you're not keeping up or if you're on your own pace, totally cool. We don't judge in any of these workouts. All that's important is that you're stretching. Let's come forward with your hips and pelvis again. You can even bend your knees to lift yourself forward. Push your pelvis forward, opening your abdominals. So you're really getting these abdominals to stretch. Hip flexors stretch. Okay? And that way you're getting the front of your body a little looser while you reach backwards, pinching those shoulder blades. Excellent. So all the front. Now let's get the back stretching. So we're going to hinge inwards. Keep your knees at the same angle so you're not over bending with those knees. Your back, your knees are unlocked, so they're not locked out, but they're just soft. Your back is flat. Come in with a nice flat back. Let your arms hang. So your back stays flat. Your neck is neutral with your back and your spine. And then you can let your hands hang and just let them go in circles. As they go in circles, let your shoulder joint, the ball and socket joint in your shoulder, kind of fall outwards. See if you can alleviate that pressure and that push of the ball into the socket of your shoulders. Now switch directions with your arms, making these pendulum motions, feeling some stretch in your hamstrings and your low back, but mostly too into your shoulders and lats. Your lats are these muscles right here. So as you circle around with your arms, those lats get looser. If you're not feeling it, try to relax your shoulders even more. Let your shoulder fall downwards. So you get a stretch through here, through the back of your shoulder and that ball and socket joint. Those are little pendulum movements and they can be very helpful. Now, let's go ahead and stand back up. Again, sticking with lower body. Let's take our hips and our pelvis. This is a good one for awareness. If you were to squeeze your glutes and then imagine someone's going to punch you in the stomach, you're going to tighten up your abdominals, squeeze your glutes, get prepared that someone's going to hit you. All right? What happens is you're going to tighten and tilt your pelvis back probably. Think about that pelvic tilting backwards as you squeeze your glutes. Okay? So you're tightening the back and that's going to help us stretch the front. So we're going to do that. Now taking your right leg, bring it over the left. And then we're going to reach up while you're still holding those glutes tight. Reach up and over. But now take your right hip, push it down and across, down and across. So you're getting some stretching all through here, through your hip flexors and IT band. The other thing on this is that you want to keep your alignment so your arm, your shoulder, your head, your neck, and your hip and your feet are all aligned. You can do this one against the wall to get just a little more out of it. That gives you some more support too when you're leaning against a wall, so you can really focus on the stretch instead of the twisting in your hips and your pelvis. Let's go to the other side. So you put your left over the right, get that alignment again. Thinking about this left side that we're going to stretch, reach up and then push that left hip down and away from your arm with some good alignment again, getting to try and stretch your obliques, your abdominals, maybe even into your low back if you're tight there. And then this shoulder comes back, so you might feel some stretch in your shoulder as well. I always sleep on this side, so I like to spend a little extra time stretching this left side. And coming back to neutral. Now we're going to go back to our exercise we just did with our feet out nice and wide. We're going to kind of go in reverse with all the things we were just doing. We're going to point our toes out, nice long flat back, soft knees, hinging in to get that stretch through your hamstrings and your glutes. Deep breath in, make those circles with your arms. Pendulum movements. Change directions. Make them as big as you can. Let your arms fall towards the ground. And see if that also lets you pull into a low back hamstring stretch just a little more, where you're keeping your back flat, your neck flat. You're doing great. Big circles, both directions. And then we're just going to stand back up. We're going to lean back to open our abdominals and our hips, getting the opposite movement. If you have sports like cycling that make you lean forward a lot, this stretch is a good one to practice to open your abdominals, getting the opposite movement. If you sit at a computer a lot, this is a really good one to open our abdominals, our chest, shoulders, right? Getting the opposing muscles to open up. And that's really important to think about just for the long run. We're going to do that triangle stretch again too, because our hips get tight. We want to just reach down with that left hand, reach up and across with your right, keeping your alignment, getting this hip stretch all through here, relaxing the muscles, breathing steady, and then come back, right arm comes down, left up and over. Good deep breaths. Steady and strong is what you are. Do the same with your stretches. It's going to be a great day after you get a few good stretches in to loosen everything up. That's always a plus. You can toe heel your way back. We're going to take our right over the left one more time. Reach up and over. Push that hip down and across. So your hip here goes down and across. And then keeping your alignment, reaching over. Getting that stretch through your back, your shoulders. Deep breathing. That slower music will help you slow down your breathing. When you're doing cardio, that faster music will help you speed up your breathing. That's always a plus. There is a direct correlation between music and heart rate. Let's come up and over the other way. So dropping your left hip, As you reach across with your left arm, this hip is getting pushed to the ground, and we're stretching this left shoulder, lats, left hip stretch. Excellent job getting that side loose. We want to avoid bouncing because that's not great for your muscles. Let's go back to our foam roller, and we're going to sit back down onto it one more time. And we're going to roll those hamstrings again, just like we did before. And we'll roll that low back one last time here. And then I'm going to show you a couple of things we can do. Now on this one, to get the twofer, the old twofer is always good. Buy one, get one. I always love that too. You're going to roll your hamstrings is your buy one. Your get one free is your shoulder stretch. So tuck your chin, get that shoulder stretch at the same time, right? Everybody's busy. Everybody's busy. You're not alone. So do 2 for 1. Get the most bang for your buck. Be efficient. Spend a half an hour stretching and see that you'll feel so much better for your workout tomorrow. Rather than trying to work out more, work out smarter. Fit in the workouts you need. A few days of strength, as the American College of Sports Medicine says, a few days of flexibility, or a day even, is more than none. Cardio, body composition, balance, all these pieces. Now, if you want to go back to your hips, you can stretch those hips out as well. And you can do that by just rolling up and down. And this feels good to get the IT band loose. Do the same on the other side. Again, you can play around with these as you want. You don't have to do them all right now. You can work your way all the way down your leg, but you can also get that glute, and the glutes get tight just from sitting, or again, from different sports, cycling, skiing, things like that. Now, what we're going to do is a couple other things while we have this foam roller out. One, you can lay down on it with it parallel to your spine and just support your head, roll side to side through your back. This one also can feel pretty good through your back and getting those shoulder blades to free up a little bit. Support your head on that foam roller as you're doing these, and you'll notice that that'll help make a big difference in your back and that mobility in your shoulders. Push your shoulders down into that foam roller. Push your elbows down towards the ground and just feel how that alleviates some of that pressure. Push your belly button through your body. That's a really great way to get your low back and your upper back to kind of work in synergy. Now, while we have this foam roller out, we're going to stretch out our quadriceps. Now, this one's a little more tricky, but if you can do this, great. If you can't do it without assistance, you can use a strap and a roller. You could put a strap on your foot if you needed to do that. And these straps are great to have. You can find them on your favorite retail site. It's called the Stretch Out Strap is the brand name, but they make some other ones that aren't as expensive. And so you're going to just take your left foot, put it out, right foot comes up, and as I am about to fall over, you're going to just be able to stretch your quad on this leg. Using that foam roller gives you a knee cushion. If that's too much for you, you can do it on a mat. Okay, I'm just using this foam roller because it was here and it works well as a cushion. Just be careful you don't roll off of it. Go slow. Use this other leg, your left leg, for stability, okay? Then you can pull this up and you're going to get to stretch your quads and hamstrings. All right, and we're going to get one more on the other side. So I'm going to do the other side without the strap. If you need the strap, you would just switch it to the other foot and do the same thing, but I'm going to take this leg, bring it in front, and I'm going to just gently, slowly, and deliberately, all those key words, pull that leg up. Now, what's nice about the foam roller is that you can put more weight to this leg and more pull into your quad stretch on the other leg. So I'm kind of balancing with my arm here. You could do this with a Bosu ball too. You could put your back knee on a Bosu ball. Those Bosu balls are amazing. Let's go ahead and we're going to just take it up for a finish here. And another one of my favorite stretches of all time that can really help you loosen up your whole body. And just a great way to start the day is reaching up as high as you can. Again, thinking about your body awareness with your pelvic tilting. Reach up, reach over to the right, reach over to the left. Let your shoulders and lats under here stretch, and your shoulders up at the top. You can even bring in a tricep stretch if you want to. Pulling that elbow down. Knowing that you fit some stretching into your day. Knowing that you are going to be more flexible. As you strength train, your joints will move better. Your entire body will move better. Your muscles will feel better. Your recovery will help you sleep better. And knowing that you fit in stretching today and for your life will just make you a more flexible, adaptable, better person all around. Be active, eat well, and stay happy for your life. And we'll see you on the next one.